Do you know how much Chae-In respects Sung Jinwoo? Or what about Igris? How much does Jinwoo's loyal shadow really respect his master? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in today's video. We'll be giving each character a percentage of how much they respect Jinwoo, starting with the ones who have the least respect, working our way up to the ones who have the most. So let's get right into it with the first character, Candy Aru. Or, as most people know him by the architect, this guy doesn't just have no respect for Jinwoo, he's got negative respect. Minus 20%, Candy Aru is a straight-up psychopathic, egotistical maniac who despises humanity to his core. So when Ashborn made the choice to make Jinwoo his vessel Kairu, completely lost it. He saw Jinwoo as nothing more than a weak, insignificant human who didn't deserve to become Ashborn's vessel. Next up is Tarak, who's got minus 15% respect for Jinwoo. Like the architect, Tarak can't stand humanity and thinks it's downright insulting that someone like Jinwoo, a mere human, would become the next Shadow Monarch. But here's the thing. Even Tarak can't ignore how strong Jinwoo becomes over time. Still, his hatred for humans runs so deep that he could never respect Jinwoo. Moving on to another monarch, we've got Chae, the Monarch of Plague, with minus 10% respect for Jinwoo, known as the Queen of Insects. Chae sees all her insect minions as her precious children. So when she saw Boo, the shadow of the Ant King, and under Jinwoo's control, she was not happy. She wanted Boo to break free and submit to her as his true mother. So naturally, this turned into a personal grudge against Jinwoo, as she absolutely hated that he had control over her child. And now, for the last character in the less than 0% respect club. We've got Hang Dong-soo with minus 10% respect. This guy straight up hates Jinwoo, and for one very personal reason. Jinwoo killed his brother Hang Dong-guk. That grudge ran so deep that Dong-gu literally dropped everything and flew from the United States to Korea just to track Jinwoo down and take him out. But when he found out Jinwoo was stuck in a red gate, he lost his shot and stormed back to the US. Fuming Dong is the textbook definition of a selfish, murderous meathead. He doesn't value human life at all, except for his brothers, of course. So yeah, he really doesn't have any respect for Jinwoo. Alright, let's get into Hang Dong-soo's brother, Hang Dong-suk, who's got 0% respect for Jinwoo. This guy had absolutely no respect for anyone he thought was beneath him, and he saw both Jinwoo and Yoonho as nothing more than disposable rank hunters whose only purpose in life was to be sacrificed so he could make an easy profit on his raid, even when Jinwoo revealed his true strength. Turning the whole situation around, Dong-suk didn't gain even an ounce of respect for him. Nope, all he wanted to do was kill Jinwoo out of pure rage and desperation. Let's move on to someone who's actually got some respect for Jinwoo Kong. Now we've got a national-level hunter, Liu Chung, and this guy's got 55% respect for Jinwoo. Now, Zgang is one of the strongest hunters on the planet, and someone at his level doesn't hand out respect easily. But when it comes to Jinwoo, oh, he's got plenty of respect. Zgang 3 straight up told a Chinese reporter that Jinwoo wasn't just stronger than him. He was worlds above him. And if anyone doubted that, well, he thought they were fools. We also see how Zong treats those he respects as after the International Guild Conference. He went up to Jinwoo, shook his hand, and even congratulated him for putting Thomas Andre in his place. So Ziyang's respect is earned, not given. And Jinwoo definitely earned it in his eyes. Next up, we've got Baek Yoonho, who's got 60% respect for Jinwoo. This guy was one of the first to really understand what made Jinwoo so terrifying. His strength had no ceiling, so when Yoonho realized Jinwoo would just keep getting stronger, he was absolutely shocked. Like, how is that even fair? But it wasn't just shock, it was admiration. Yoonho respected Jinwoo's power and potential, and he even said to Jinwoo, "I always believed that a single hero couldn't end a war by himself. But after recent events, I'm starting to think that maybe I was wrong." That's a huge statement, especially coming from someone like Yoonho, who's no pushover himself, moving on to another national level. Hunter Thomas Andre, who's got 65% respect for Jin W after their intense battle in the States where Jinwoo nearly ended him. Thomas didn't hold a grudge, instead he showed nothing but respect. But what really earned Jinwoo his respect wasn't just his crazy power, it was his honor. And Thomas absolutely hates owing people anything, doing literally anything to make sure that he's even. So that's why he flew all the way to Korea just to treat Jinwoo to a meal and give him Kish's wrath, which was his way of paying Jinwoo back for sparing his guildmates. After they attacked him next, now we've got Woo Jincho, and he's got 95% respect for Jinwoo. Janelle first witnessed Jinwoo's raw power up close during the A-Jin guild raid when he was sent to observe Jinwoo in action. So when Jinwoo took down the dungeon boss with a single strike, Jincho was left completely stunned. He was drained just from watching Jinwoo's overwhelming strength. Later, when Jinwoo and Yoonho were heading to the International Guild Conference, Jincho was assigned as their bodyguard. But he, of course, knew they didn't need protection, so he was incredibly embarrassed, especially when Yoonho teased him about it. So bottom line, Jinchul sees Jinwoo as an absolute beast, and he truly respects him. Another character with 95% respect for Jinwoo is Hangsong Yus when we first met her. She wasn't exactly the nicest, and she also dropped out of high school to chase the fast money that came with being a hunter. But all that changed after her near-death experience during the Red Gate incident, where Jinwoo stepped in and saved her life after that. She started to see Jinwoo in a completely different light. Instead of calling him Mr., she began referring to him by his first name. And she also made some big life decisions after the incident, like going back to school to finish her education, as she realized she would never reach the kind of strength that Jinwoo had. In the end, SY respects not only Jinwoo's insane strength, but also the fact that he kept her safe the entire time during the Red Gate incident. Now we're almost at 100% respect. But before that, we've got Leeji, who's got 98% respect for Jinwoo Jue, and Jinwoo share a really close bond, and she's been by his side through a lot, even following him on raids. Just to make sure he didn't get himself killed. She saw the brave side of him, but she was always concerned about his health. So when Jinwoo got seriously injured during a raid, she got genuinely mad at him for being so reckless, but she did tell him she'd forgive him if he took her out for a meal afterward. So it's clear she had feelings for Jinwoo even back when he was just an E-rank hunter, and known as the weakest hunter of mankind. But after the double dungeon and prisoners, Jui retired from being a hunter and moved back home to Busan. Do you guys think Jinwoo should have ended up with Jui instead of Chae? Comment down below. Alright, now we've got Antares, the Monarch of Destruction, who also has 98% respect for Jinwoo. Despite being one of the most bloodthirsty and terrifying characters in the series, Antares actually has a strong sense of honor. So when he first encountered Jinwoo and witnessed his insane strength and strategic brilliance, he was so impressed that he offered Jinwoo an insane deal. He would spare humanity from extinction if Jinwoo fought alongside him against the rulers. But of course, Jinwoo didn't take the offer, and eventually Jinwoo defeated Antares twice, but he still had nothing but respect and admiration for Jinwoo's strength. And even though they were enemies, Antares considered Jinwoo a worthy opponent. Then, decades later, when Antares faced off against Jinwoo's son Suho, he was incredibly disappointed to see how weak Suho was in comparison to his father. He outright told him that he was unworthy of succeeding Jinwoo as his heir. So Antares truly respected Jinwoo despite being on opposite sides. 100% respect for Jinwoo. Gogi at first, he respected Jinwoo for his determination and resolve, as despite being literally the weakest hunter of mankind, Jinwoo still pushed himself to provide for his family, risking his life in every raid to support them and Gun. Saw that kind of selflessness and admired it, but when he eventually learned about Jinwoo's true strength, Gunhee was left speechless as he'd witnessed the drastic transformation Jinwoo had gone through from a weak hunter to one of the strongest beings in the world. In the end, he holds Jinwoo in the highest regard not just for his strength, but for his unwavering courage, his dedication to those he loves, and his mission to protect humanity at all costs. Moving on to his sister Jinah, who also has 100% respect for her brother Jinwoo, and Jinah have a typical sibling relationship. Teasing, bickering, but always caring for each other deeply. now that Jinwoo has been forced to take over as the breadwinner of the family. After their mother fell into coma, their bond became even deeper, and she deeply cares for his well-being, especially when he's out on a raid, which we clearly saw when she yelled at him after he nearly died in the double dungeon. But for all of Jinwoo's sacrifices and the love he shows her, she has nothing but the utmost respect for him. After all, he's the one carrying their entire family on his shoulders. Next up, we've got Jinho, and of course, he's got 100% respect for Jinwoo. Jinho absolutely idolizes Jinwoo. But at first, he only partnered with Jinwoo because he knew how powerful he was. But as they worked together, Jinho realized just how incredible of a person Jinwoo really was. Jinwoo treated him like a true partner and friend, never looking down on him despite their massive difference in power, and not only has Jinwoo saved him once, but he's done it multiple times. Even going so far as to take down Thomas Andre, a national-level hunter. Just because Thomas's underling had hurt Jinho. So after everything Jinwoo's done for him, it's no wonder that Jinho has nothing but respect for him. Now we've got Jinwoo's wife Chae-In, and of course she has 100% respect for her husband. At first she was interested in Jinwoo because he was the first hunter she had ever met, who smelled nice to her. As if you didn't know, Chae is sensitive to the smell of mana, causing hunters and monsters to smell bad to her. But later, that initial curiosity turned into real feelings after she learned that he had saved her life during the 4th Jew Island raid. Eventually, they, of course, became much closer. And now she's got nothing but respect for her husband. She respects his kindness, his strength, and how he always protects her. Someone else who also had a crush on Jinwoo was Azili, who's got 100% respect for Jinwoo when they first fought on the 80th floor of the Demon Castle. Jinwoo spared her life, which already earned her respect. But what truly blew her away was seeing his power firsthand. As Jinwoo's strength to defeat Baron on the 100th floor left, her shocked Essel was so impressed and grateful for everything Jinwoo had done that she wanted to celebrate by inviting him to a feast as her clan had now reached the top. But when Jinwoo used Shadow Exchange to disappear, she was left confused and sad. But despite that, she will forever hold a deep sense of gratitude toward him for everything he once did, continuing with the characters who's got 100% respect for Jinwoo. And now we've got Ashborn, the former Shadow Monarch. Despite the fact that Jinwoo was pathetically weak and constantly within death's reach, he somehow always managed to escape with his life. And that resolve that he demonstrated in risking his life over and over again for the sake of his family impressed Ashborn so much that he eventually came to believe that Jinwoo was worthy of inheriting his power, so he transferred his powers to Jinwoo, so he could succeed him as the next Shadow Monarch, even going behind Candy Aru's back to make it happen. So Ashborn saw him as someone worthy of carrying on his legacy. Now we've got Bell in the first shadow of the video, and just like his former master Ashborn, he holds 100% respect for Jinwoo. When Bellion became Jinwoo's shadow, he recognized the similarities between Jinwoo and his former master Ashborn. He saw the same unyielding resolve and strength in Jinwoo, which made him believe that Ashborn had made the right choice in selecting him as his successor. So he saw him as someone truly worthy of being the next Shadow Monarch, and he will happily serve him as his loyal soldier. Moving on to another shadow, we've got Igris, and he's got even more than 100% respect for his master. As he's actually got 120% respect for Jinwoo, Igris. Absolutely believes that Jinwoo is an amazing master, and it shows in every action he takes. He feels nothing but pride in serving him, and is totally dedicated to fulfilling his duties. Being a knight, Igris is respectful and chivalrous to the core, so much so that after every battle Igris finishes for his master, he brings the head of his defeated enemy right to Jinwoo and kneels to him. But Igris doesn't just see Jinwoo as his master, he sees him as someone worthy to serve and protect, with nothing but absolute respect for him. Oh, you probably thought we were done. Nope, we've still got one character left who's got even more than 120% respect for Jinwoo. Can you guess who it is? Well, it's of course Beru, and he's got infinite respect for Jinwoo as he respects and admires his master like a god. Even to the point of complimenting his strength and skills in the middle of a fight over time, he started calling Jinwoo Your Majesty after getting hooked on Kramas, which gave him a fun way of speaking. Beru is also always eager to prove his worth by aiding any threat to his master. And at the same time, Vu craves Jinwoo's approval and occasionally gets overzealous in trying to please him. So to Beru, Jinwoo isn't just a master, he's everything. How much do you respect Jinwoo? Give me a comment down below. Thanks for watching.